I'm breaking down how to set up a fundraiser that's easy, fun, and profitable for both you and the groups that you're working with. Cotton candy is one of the easiest high-margin products you can use when it comes to fundraisers. It's fun, it's colorful, it's mouth-watering delicious, it basically sells itself. And the best part is, you can run this all from home with prepackaged tubs. So let's dive in. Hi friends, it's Michelle. So here we are in the first video of the series, How to Create Sweet Profits with Cotton Candy Fundraisers. Let's start by talking about the two key types of fundraisers that will utilize the prepackaged cotton candy tubs. There's the wholesale option and the pre-order sales. In the wholesale option, these groups would buy a bulk amount of cotton candy from you up front at a discounted rate. They then could resell it as they see fit at concession stands, PTO events, door-to-door sales, however they'd be looking to raise some funds. There's also the pre-order sales. In this instance, the groups would go out and do the orders and collect payments ahead of time. When the sale comes to an end, you create the bulk amount of cotton candy, giving that to the group for distribution. It's highly predictable and there's no loss of product. They're both really great options to be able to offer out to the community and gain awareness for your brand. So every fundraiser does need to start with a foundation, and that's the product we're going to sell. Now, to package cotton candy in bulk, it is best to use these deli containers. There's the 16 ounce and the 32 ounce. Now, the 16 ounce container does offer just a little less of a profit margin, so I only offer that out for wholesale options where there's a little less effort on my end and I'm still making enough money to be able to do so. The pre-order sales only get the 32 ounce containers because there's a little more effort, again, going in on my end, creating the fundraising kits and promotional items, tracking orders, and so the higher profit margin is needed to be able to break even for the groups and community and you as well as a sustainable business. Now let's talk price breakdown and profit sharing. So on average, a large container costs 85 cents to $1.25, and you need to take in that cost of goods into consideration before splitting your proceeds. You want to split the profits only. I ran into an issue in my very first fundraiser where I offered out through the group 50% of the sales, not taking into consideration my cost of good, and in the end the group was getting $3 per tub and I was getting less than $2 a tub after cost of good and even cost of doing business. There are things like insurance, electricity, purchasing the equipment needed to make it, and you need to take all of that into effect to be able to be a sustainable business long term. So definitely do not want to be splitting the proceeds 50-50 with these groups and organizations. On average, they're looking for 20 to 40%. Large box chains are offering out 20% when they do fundraising days, and so being able to offer 30 to 40% as a small organization is going to be greatly appreciative. And a little tip that I've had to learn also the hard way is I don't even offer a percentage anymore. I let them know that this item retails for this amount and $2 of every tub will go straight to your group, your organization, your cause, whatever they may be raising funds for. You don't really want to go into cost of goods and splitting up all of the proceeds when trying to discuss these fundraising programs with the groups and organizations. So again, offer out a wholesale amount with base prices listed off to them, knowing yourself that that's discounted from your retail options. And then for the pre-order sales, just let them know what the exact amount is that they would get off of each item sold. Now you also want to keep your product line very simple. You want to make it easy for the customers to decide what they want and easy for your end on the bulk production. I do offer out 10 to 14 flavors to the groups to choose from, but once a fundraiser starts, it only gets 6 to 7 flavors max. All tubs are usually a single flavor. Sometimes I will allow them one of a combination tub, which would be 50 and 50 split, but again, you have to keep it very easy for your bulk production. One of the things I also learned the hard way myself was in one of my first fundraisers, I offered too many flavors flavors, and there were 3 flavors that only sold 1 tub. And when spinning with a horizontal machine and in bulk production, spinning 1 tub of a flavor is very, very hard. So you need to keep your flavor choices to a minimum, making it very easy for the customer to decide and very easy for you to do the bulk production. So now we have this base. We have the product that we're going to be selling, and we need to create a really simple order form to be able to collect these sales. Now to do so, it's really best to utilize a paper order form as well as an online order form to maximize your outreach. Once I gave an online order form link to a PTO advisor, and she was able to email that out to all of the parents just in the last 24 hours of a fundraiser coming to a close, and she was able to grab 25% more profits for the fundraiser just by emailing out that link, and for the parents that had maybe forgotten, gotten too busy, and or just needed the ease of using a digital payment and digital order. So again, having the pre-order form on paper and online is very, very necessary to maximizing your outreach. So to create a paper order form, you'll need to create a table onto a document. You can do that in Word and Canva. However, I find it easiest to create and manipulate tables in a spreadsheet. I love using Google Sheets, and so inside of your order form, you just want to have some really clear and clean information. You'll want to have the organization's name and what the proceeds are going to them. You'll want to have the product information that you're selling, the flavors. You will want to have contact information on there, as well as the customer's name and contact information. So again, only key elements to make it very clear, but yet necessary elements that are needed to answer any questions that the customer would have. Now, when you use an online order form such as a Google form, you will also get a QR code that you could create and throw that onto the paper order form, and being able to utilize digital payment and paper order form in one is a great option. And then when you create the online order form, it will also give you a link that you could be using on social media posts or sending in emails. So to create the online order form, I love to use Google Forms. It's free, it's very easy to use, and then you can store all of your files and order forms in one place on your Google Drive. So to create a Google form, it will allow you to create a title. In the description box, you could put all the necessary information about the fundraiser, the product, the organization. And then when it comes to the questions, they're completely customizable. You can use short answer form questions to grab things like their name and their email, and then there's drop down and multiple choice to grab things like the product and quantity. So when you use an online order form, you will have to use a digital payment form. Venmo and PayPal are really great options if you're not set up using Square or collecting card payments. They're very easy to utilize for you and the customer both. But like I mentioned, it's really best to utilize a paper order form as well as an online order form to maximize your outreach. So to help everybody get started, I put a link in the description. It's going to get you a couple of editable templates. One will be for a Google Sheet that will be creating your paper order form. The other is a Google form, which will be your online order form with the link and QR code option. So this is a really great tool to help you get started. However, it really is just the beginning. Up next, we'll be creating a complete fundraising kit packed with lots of great information to help these groups promote their fundraisers and run them like pros. So stay tuned for lots more tips and tricks coming your way. If there's anything in particular that I could help with, please feel free to leave in the comments. I'm really enjoying helping everybody achieve sweet success in their cotton candy businesses, and I want to help in any way that you all see fit. So for now, I hope that you all have a great rest of the day. I'll see you again soon, and thanks for watching.